formations over here. This is a waterfall. Later on I'll operate and turn this on. It shows you this, and you can see this is what you'll end up getting as you work on it. You can make incredible rock formations. Wrapped around my entire yard with it. And I mean, you can make them big. There's no limitation to it. That's what I'm about to show you is how to make rock formations. It's a little discovery I came up with, and I got pretty good at it. As you can see throughout my backyard, I've turned my entire yard into like a rockness into a rock formation. And I'm going to place it right up against inside this opening here. So this is what I do. I screw a lot of wood all together, looking at it, trying to figure out how I want to go over and make it look like a mountainous rock. So I'm just basically going to go around here to give you some sort of idea. Little dimension. What I'm going to just now do is just go on over and just trim off my plastic pieces that I got up over here just to cut these away. My zip ties, materials that I use. This will be revealed at the end of the video what this stuff is, but for right now this is the material here, and along with the special can of rubberized glue that I use. If you use the wrong stuff, I can guarantee you a problem. I've experimented with many different products, and I only found that one works to do all of these kind of things here that you see. Okay, what I did was I cut a whole lot of little squares such as that you see from the material. I got a whole bunch of them, all little squares to work with. And then I'm going to soak the squares in the glue, and I'm going to glue them to the wire mesh. That's the deal. This now is a can as I'm soaking in the material into the glue. I had to take my rubber gloves off to do this while I'm on the camera. I don't need glue all over the camera. But I'm going to soak it and submerge it, squeeze it out so it's just saturated with the glue. That's what I'm going to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm placing in the cloth, and we're going to work our way from the bottom up. Okay, laying little squares down, soaking it in glue, and then use a brush to make certain it's adhered. What I have over here is I put on the amount that I cut already. I'm going to just show you this here. This is what it looks like. Part of it's not done, part of it is done. I work my way up from the bottom up to the top, and this is what it looks like. To apply the glue and to spread it out, it's pretty strong bristles, but not so strong where you can't work with it. They're rather flexible, and this is important to go over and to push down to smoothen out and make sure you've evenly applied your fabric glued material to your wire mesh. Almost finished, just a couple of more little patches to put in, like this spot right up over here. We're going to fill in these. Okay, what I have over here right now, I'm completely wrapped in it. It's all wrapped up. The entire thing is now, the first phase is completed. I apply more of the glue, and then I glue sand to it. And what you want to do is buy the biggest, roughest sand you can buy. So I'm off now to... What I got over here right now is sand. I get the highest coarse sand I can find, because that's what you want to do. And I have it laying out. I want to make sure it's dry. So you want to lay it down flat. This happens to be dry that I bought it, but a lot of times I've got it where it was wet. The sand must be dry. If it's wet, you got to lay it out on the top, and you got to let it dry. Pour in the glue into the bucket, and using a brush that you see right there, I'm going to brush on the glue all over this so that once it's wet with glue, I'm going to throw sand all over it. I threw that glue on with the brush. As you can see, I coated it, and you got to move really fast, have lots of sand ready, and I mean whip it on. Don't just sprinkle it, throw it like a... I'm going to use my leaf blower here just to blow off some of the excess sand in the top you see up over here and all around. There's excess sand. I want to get rid of it. So I'm just going to turn this on and get rid of the excess sand. I don't want any loose sand when I paint it. Use flat black. That's important. You don't want gloss black, you want flat black. I pick something here. It was usually called light beige. and beige, but sometimes you'll notice as almond and khaki, but they seem to be the same type of earth colors. Like a flat black, the important thing when you start to paint it is you don't spray paint straight into the object. You want to paint to the side. You want to get paint to come across and hit the sand and make it three-dimensional, such as, hit the camera by mistake, hit it three-dimensional, having it going across such as this. When you go across, you see the look that gives you? As opposed to shooting it straight in, it gives you an effect of like a little mountainous area. That's what you want to do. You always want to spray paint to the side. Basically, this is what you're doing. You're just moving. What you're doing, you're just moving around doing this. You're giving it a base color of flat black. As I'm doing this, I'm going around, and this is how I paint this. To the side. To the side, never directly in. Areas that are in caves such as this, you want to hit it up with more black. That gives you more depth. And as you can see, if I'm zooming in on it, that's what makes it look cool. It gives it much more of a dimension. I don't know what this camera, okay? Beige, or also known as khaki, but dark almond, light almond. Basically, they're earth colors. That's what I use. Okay, here goes the next color on it. Okay, I added areas of beige into it. You can see some of the brownish spots onto it now. How's it looking now? And now I'm going to now put on here light beige. These you want to use as a gloss. You want to highlight that sand. And remember, you got to go across the rock. Never go into it. You want to get dimension. You want to scrape it. That's what makes it look realistic. Okay, let me now add the next color here now. Difficult to hold the camera and do this here, but this is a lighter color. As you see, what it does is it gives it more of a lighter area, highlights. Go across the camera like this. Across the rock, I mean, like this. Across. This is going to give you some highlights in here. And once again, we're not done. We're going to combination of going back over with the flat black and the brown. You must keep highlighting different areas as you see what you got. Pretty much used all the paints that I wanted to use. I would say that I'm about to finish with it. Just now moving it into place and just locking it in. This is the finished product. As you can see, I'm just going to give you a quick little walk around here. You know, which again, I build it on a top, on it, or in place, wherever you want to do it. How the rock looks. Hope I still got enough light for you to see it. But if you look at it, it now, instead of looking like some thing, it actually looks like you've got yourself a boulder, and you can move this, and you can make very realistic rock formations, waterfalls, anything for a fraction of the price that landscapers will ever charge you to put a bunch of rocks on top of each other with just a drainage mat. I mean, what the hell is that? And this over here is what it looks like in place. Exactly where I wanted to put it. Those are the paints that I use. Rock looks pretty cool. I want to bring it in. I want to give the feel that and that is how you build rocks. Gigantic rock formations in your backyard. Very cost effective and very quite realistic.